So Roland-Garros was my favorite Grand Slam from the beginning because when I was a junior, I actually won the doubles title here. So I have a little silver platter back home for the doubles title from winning Roland-Garros. So I had a good connection early. And this was the tournament also of the 4 Grand Slams. This is the one that I played the best in early on. I made the round of 16 a few times before I was able to do that in any other of the majors. So I always had a good connection here with the courts. I always had a good connection in Paris. I enjoyed being in the city. And I think that translated into good performance on the court. Well, it's rare that you can be world number 1 without winning a major. It does happen sometimes, but usually they go hand in hand. But for me, the immediacy of winning a tournament like Roland-Garros and feeling that moment, that adrenaline surge, it's probably more prominent than reaching number 1, which is more a culmination of all the work that you're doing throughout the year, where this is just this magical ride for 2 weeks, especially if you've never done it before. But there's something about having that trophy in your hand. When you're number 1, they don't necessarily give you a trophy right away. So you really feel it in a way that's right there and very present. I was never as good as Rafael Nadal, but the way that he has controlled play with his forehand was something that I tried to do in my time at a much lesser level, of course, but you know, the forehand shot that he has really troubles a lot of players, and that was my calling card. Well, we're in a transition phase in tennis right now. We've had a phase of dominance like we've never seen, certainly in men's tennis. With the big 3, the big 4, Murray's been a part of that story also, and it's been very difficult for outsiders to break in and win. Someone like Stan Wawrinka is a big exception. Having won 3 majors in the last 15 years has been very difficult to do. Now the opportunities are going to start appearing for the young players, as we saw with Alcaraz at the US Open. Now Nadal, unfortunately, unhealthy and not able to play here. Djokovic is the last one remaining. Murray didn't play here. He's focused on the grass. Federer's retired. So now there's only one player in the draw right now, with Wawrinka having lost, who's actually won this tournament. So it's a big opportunity for them. And right on time, you have these players who look like they're going to be quite dominant as well. Players like Alcaraz, players like Holger Rune are starting to really rise. And it's an exciting time in the men's game. In the women's game, Serena was such a dominant force. 23 majors she won, and she's not playing anymore. So that opportunity has opened up the door for someone like Iga Swiatek, who also took advantage of Ash Barty retiring at a young age. And now you have 3 players that are starting to really rise in the women's game. We're seeing Rybakina, the Wimbledon champion, and we're seeing Sabalenka, the Australian Open champion, start to play more consistently to match Swiatek's consistency. So that's exciting, because rivalries, for me, that's what drives the sport. Look, I think that we're about to find out if the Americans, the men and the women, have what it takes to win a major, because there are now more opportunities. So now we're going to find out if they can take that next step. And you don't know until you get there if you can do it. So Tiafoe has made the semifinals of the US Open. Tommy Paul in Australia made the semifinals. Taylor Fritz has been the best of them. Coco Gauff, a finalist here last year. Jesse Pegula, a solid world number 3, playing so consistently. I think they have what it takes to win majors in this era, and we'll see if they can step into that.